everyone, thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be talking about The Good Hawk. Now, this is a novel that kind of took me by surprise. I hadn't intended to read it. It was nowhere on my radar, but I received the second book as an ARC from the publisher, and I can't read a second book without reading a first book. I don't know who does that, but you're crazy. But I'm not one of those people, and I had to get my hands on the first book. So I couldn't get a copy from my library, it wasn't in the catalog, and it wasn't going to happen. Couldn't find an ebook copy anywhere other than buying it. And you know what? I had an Audible credit, so I just used my Audible credit to get the audiobook version. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it. It kind of took me by surprise because when I requested the second book, I did it based on the cover. I didn't read the synopsis or anything. I'm really bad at that. I really need to start reading synopsises again instead of just going, oh, that looks cool, request. But I was taken a little by surprise. I was taken by surprise because when you look at the cover, you think it has a very Native American kind of vibe to it, in my opinion. It reminded me of Native American culture, which is why I requested the second book, because it reminded me of Native American culture, and I am part Native American. So I was taken by surprise at the fact that it takes place in Nova Scotia, around that area, and it has Vikings in it, and it has these clans, and I guess in a way their culture is similar to Native American culture, but I wasn't expecting that, and I was very pleasantly surprised with how the story progressed, because you're following these characters. It is a character-driven story, I'll say that, and it does move at a pretty quick pace. It does. And ultimately, I really did enjoy it, like I said, because of this pacing. If you've seen other reviews, I don't mind character-driven stories. I don't. My issue with some character-driven stories is when there's just a lot of exposition and not really much happening to make the characters engaging. Here, there is a lot going on to make the characters engaging, and that's what I appreciated with this novel. Not only that, is these characters are going on an adventure. It's just the two of them. They have to go save their family from Vikings. Their home was taken over by, rival clans, and they teamed up with Vikings in order to do it. And it was really interesting. They team up together, and they're two of the most unlikeliest heroes. You've got Jamie, who is afraid of water. He gets really motion sickness. He gets panic attacks. I can relate. That's me driving. Reasons why I don't drive. I miss Boston. You can just take subway everywhere in Boston. Not here in Florida. Kind of sucks, but whatever. So I can definitely relate to this character. Also, I can't swim, so I have a healthy fear of water. Yes, I can't swim. I was never taught. And when people did try teaching me, utter failure. So I don't swim either. So I can definitely relate to Jamie. And if you have any anxieties about anything in your life that you're kind of forced to do or you have to do, you can definitely find Jamie a relatable character, because he does put himself in these, he's brave because he puts himself in these very tense situations where he doesn't know if he's going to be able to handle it. But he knows he doesn't really have a choice, because he has to go save his people. He has to go save his best friend. He has to go save the people he cares about. He has to go save his home. So it's very compelling to follow him on this journey. However, I think Agatha is the star here. I loved her. And you know what I love even more? I love how she definitely has a form of autism. She definitely has a form of autism. You can hear it in the narrative as well. She definitely has a form of autism, but she's able to manage it. You know, she is oh, I forgot the word. High functioning. There we go. She has high functioning autism. So, she's very clever. I love her so much because she's the hero in this novel. She is the hero. And I love that the author made this effort to make the hero someone with a disability, because autism, you know, you can be high functioning, uh, but it still is a form, it still is categorized in society as a disability. So I think it was really thoughtful on the author's part to give autistic readers a hero of their own. And I thought that was great. I love her. She is the star here in this novel, in my opinion. You might think Jamie's the star if you read the book, but I think Agatha is. She's very clever. She is very smart. She's able to also communicate with animals, which I thought was really cool. And she uses that ability many, many times to save countless lives. She puts her own life on the line to save the people she cares about. And that's something that I really did appreciate from this novel. I do love these character dynamics between Jamie and Agatha. Um, I love how they're friends. And I love how, even though some people in her own clan treated her cruelly because they didn't really understand, you know, this is, you gotta kind of think back to that time. Anyone who was thought to have a disability back then, if you couldn't really communicate to your clan, you were kind of left out to die. So you kind of understand that she was saved, but people don't understand her. They are mean to her, except for Jamie. He's always been kind to her. He's always been her friend, and even when she accidentally does things that endanger him, he has no hard feelings against her at all. He completely understands how she thinks, and I think that's really thoughtful for their dynamics. I love their dynamics. I thought that they worked really well together to be the heroes of the story. But again, I think she shines more. I kind of love her. I know I've already said that, but I really do love her as a character. Um, so, like I said, the story is a character-driven story. It does follow these two as they progress on their journey. So, yeah, I mean, it's a character driven story, but there's so much adventure to it. You've got these two people, they take a boat, they save a rival clansman, nothing turns out the way they want it. They meet a whole other people who, you know, have bulls and cows as part of their community. I mean, it's so enriching, and there's a lot of world building, and there's a lot of structure to keep the pace moving forward. And that's what I like about the story as well. The pacing doesn't stop. It keeps moving forward. And I love a story that has strong pacing, fast pacing, I should say, because you just kind of lose yourself in it. And I like being able to lose myself in a story while also finding the characters to be engaging. I think there's a really strong world building here, so I'm really excited to read the second novel. And hopefully I'll get to it this week. We'll see. I think I will. I'm hoping I do. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give The Good Hawk 4 stars. I think it's a really engaging novel, and I do love this characterization in the story. I think it is top notch. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it 4 stars. If you want to purchase the book, I will include a link in the description below to purchase the book off of bookshop.org. If you are hesitant, if you have Audible credits, you can go ahead and get um, an audiobook version of the book using one of your credits. That's what I did. If you want to check it out from your library, just check the digital catalog, see if it's there. If your library is open, go to the library and check it out from there. Libraries are a great resource, and they definitely deserve all the support we can give them. And I hope you will continue to support me by liking this channel and sharing it with all your book loving friends. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.